Hello everybody, Andy here from the wonderful world of Glass Half Dead, the #1 kill team channel in the world. Maybe one could say the galaxy, but I didn't say that. Other people did, I'm sure. Don't Google any of that, obviously. So look, we're talking about the Vespid Stingwings. We've got Hivestorm dropping. The question is, drop a comment. Which number video have you watched this one as? Was this before the Aquilons? Was this after the Aquilons? Was it before or after the unboxing? The overall product review? The hobby review? The approved ops review? You let me know. I'm curious. What you might not have seen is that actually Glass Half Dead, moi, has also done a full how to play. 2 videos. Part 1, the basics. Part 2 is for beginners with the basics. How to read a data card, how to move a model, etc. All the way up to how to get good at approved ops in part 2. But that was on my other channel called Tactical Skew. Why is that there, not here? Algorithm, don't worry about it, it's a thing. Anyway, let's talk about the Vespid Stingwings. Oh, but before we get into that, before we get into the hot tips, what is this video? I'm going to tell you what the Vespid Stingwings are. It's possible that right now, you already have the Vespid Stingwings on your app in front of you, and so you don't need me to read through all of these rules for you. And you just want to know the hot tips, the tactical guides, etc. If that's the case, jump to part 2 of this video where I'm going to tell you my thoughts on how to play the team, etc. If you don't have that yet, I will be flashing up on screen the data cards, the rules, etc. We will get to that. Cool. Right, let's do it. Oh wait, but before we do that, I would like to give a subscriber-only benefit. And that subscriber-only benefit is obviously only to my subscribers, and it is in fact a double hello. Wow, so wholesome. Why would an unusual chap like me give you a pleasantry twice? Because you're cool. But only subscribers, so subscribe, like, leave a comment right now. The comment, as said, was, what order did you watch these videos in? Because there's so much. Okay, the Vespid Stingwings, the faction ability is called Neutron Charge. Whenever you move, you get Piercing 1 on your guns. Piercing 1 means the enemy rolls 1 fewer defense dice. Down from 3, to clarify. You get Fly, which means you just ignore vertical movement. You pick the model up, you place it within 6 inches. Now, this is a 3D board. So when you're placing within 6... oh, wait, no, maybe not. I think you only measure horizontally. Somebody should check that. Okay. However, there is important to note. You don't get the extra 2 inches when you charge. But then you have the big thing for you, which is called Communion. So you roll a D3 in the ready step of the strategic phase. You get +1 for having the oversight drone. Nice. All guns in this team are limited to an 8-inch range, and you can only shoot the closest target. That's the same for charges. You can only charge the closest target. If you use a Communion point in your activation, it allows you to 1, shoot freely, or 2, charge freely, or 3, pick up a marker or perform a mission action, not for free, but you get to do it, or 4, reroll a dice in the shooting step. Easy, right? So that's obviously their main downside, Communion points. We'll talk about that in the how to play bit. You then get Hardened Exoskeleton as a strategic ploy. You get -1 damage to a minimum of 3 when you're in melee. You get Aerial Agility. When shot, if the enemy moved, you get a 5-up ignore damage dice, only 1 per attack though. You get Airborne Predators. If you moved, gain balanced. You get Sting. Claws get lethal 5-up and Shock. Shock, I believe, is it's like the old stun. It's if you block with 1 dice, you can block 2. They're not good in melee, but you might get to block 2, which is actually really effective. Cool. You get for Firefight Ploys, I don't know how to pronounce this. Ocelli? Ocelli? It's Ocelli. You can shoot after flying. If you shoot after flying, treat as being on 1 higher vantage. Pretty nice. Darting Flight. Reposition or fly plus D3 inches, but you then can't shoot or fight for the rest of the turning point. Neutron Overload. If you moved and the target is within 4 inches, just deal D3 damage. Vicious Venom. If fighting and strike with a crit, do D3 damage. We then go to equipment. Neurostimulant. When rolling communion points, roll 2d3 and pick the highest. Mandatory, must take. Convergent stimulant, pick up marker or mission action for free. Communion point free, not action point free. Once per turn, again, mandatory. Accelerant stimulant, +1 inch on the charge, dash or fly. Again, amazing. And aggression stimulant, when fighting, in melee you gain ceaseless. Could be dropped if you want. Not bad. Rerolls in melee, good, but If you want to drop one, that's the one to drop. We then get to your operatives. So the Strain Leader. This guy's got the Communion Helm. You spend 1 Communion point for free. Commune. When selecting operatives before the game, also select 1 strategic ploy. That ploy costs 0 CP. You're darn right, we're going to talk about what that does in the how to play bit. Oversight Drone. Evasive Drone. Can't do mission actions or pickup. Treat APL as -1 on objectives. You've got Super Conceal, which means you can't be selected as a valid target when concealed and in cover. When being shot, piercing has no effect. Weird, but cool. Aerial Guidance, 1 AP if friendly is within 6 inches of this operative and shooting an enemy visible to this operative, the weapon gains Saturate, which means they can't retain for cover. Retain defense dice for cover, to clarify. The Long Sting, Neutron Fragment, if you deal damage but don't kill, in the ready step the enemy takes D3 damage, really good. Shade Strain, Ghost Rig, Super Conceal, Camouflaged means you ignore piercing and all cover retains a crit. Good. Sky Blast, Neutron Bombardment, place marker within target's control range. As soon as within 2 inches of the marker, enemy takes D3 damage. Which means, yes, after you finish your attack, when that enemy next activates, they immediately take D3. It's good. Swarm Guard, Sky Torch, when fly move, shoot action against every operative in the line of your base, but you must move straight. Something we all find challenging, am I right? Warrior Instincts. If you don't spend a communion point to shoot, you get accurate 1. Outrageously good. How to play. This is an interesting team in the sense that, from what I can tell with my limited time with them, they're really, really good. They are very strong as they get to ignore movement thanks to fly, have brilliant shooting with easy access to accurate and rerolls. I fully expect this to be a top tier team. They do of course have 2 downsides, which is melee and communion points. However, both of these, in my opinion, are not a big enough letdown to make the team bad. Let's go through how you run them. They're a single list team, so you run on the specialists obviously. The leader can pick 1 strat ploy to use for free in each game. You always want this to be airborne predators, giving all shooting balanced if you use the fly ability this turn. Aerial agility is also an option for the defense. It doesn't matter though, because whichever one you pick, you then always pay for the other. So it's dealer's choice, makes no difference. Fly lets you get into all the positions for shooting, which is just good because you will crumble in melee. But you're not useless in melee, you just can't be offensive in melee. So it's not quite the same. But that's kind of it. You fly and you shoot people. When you fly, you get piercing 1 and balanced, and your regular warriors also get accurate 1. Despite having a 4-up hit stat, these guys have some of the most consistent shooting we've seen in the game so far. Run all of the faction equipment to lessen the impact of communion points on your mission action economy. When possible, run attack up that doesn't require a mission action to score. This could be all of the Seeker Destroy objectives or confirm kill from recon. Now don't forget that all of your weapons are limited to an 8-inch range and must be the closest enemy without spending a communion point. This might sound rather limiting at first, but honestly, it's not a big deal. Yeah, it's not a big deal at all. You want to shoot the closest model, normally. But key to this, you have fly to make the model you want to shoot the closest model, and you 100% do want to fly to buff your shooting first. So you will do that first, even if you then don't actually move, for example. You'll move a millimeter to the left, right? You want to move first. So the only time you'll actually be spending your communion points is on your sniper to take out an enemy gunner at the back of the board. Think of communion points as a situational negative, not a constant negative. Honestly, this is just a good team that's going to be very hard to pin down and has great shooting. And there's not really much more to say about them, to be honest with you. They're strong AF, as foretold, and I think they're going to be really quite good. Yeah, there you go. Get used to Vespid, because we're going to see a lot of them, and they're going to be tough to deal with. Don't get me wrong, like everything in Kill Team, they do have a counter. They have teams that will play well into them, and they are not so inherently strong that they will dominate teams that shouldn't play well into them. They do have counters, but they are going to be really good. Yeah, prepare to see a lot of Vespid, that's what I'm saying. And hey, by the way, that's all there is to say about them, because they're just strong and they're good, and you don't need to know how to play them. They shoot stuff and they win. That's it. Congrats. Make sure to use the right buffs. You got the rerolls, you got the defense, you've got everything you need. It's a very basic team, odd as it might sound, which is good. This is a launch box. We kind of want 2 basic teams, so this is a positive for new players. For us old salty veterans, we're going to see a lot of Vespids. Let's just say that. Anyway, if you made it to the end of the video, I would like to give you a big triple hello. Wow, so wholesome. Guys, girls, girlesses, I don't know. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Very genuinely, it makes, nothing helps a small channel like mine more than just watching the darn video. Again, go and check out the How to Plays on Tactical Skew. I think I've done a banger of a job. And I can firmly say, actually, that I've done the best How to Play videos for Kill Team, this new edition, because I haven't seen any others, because I'm recording this early, obviously. So 100% I have done that. So you do yourself a favour and watch them, and don't forget to share all of this good stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye.